Let's take this overboard now. I want you to
Feel that heat, and we can ride the boogie. Share that heat of love. I wanna
rock work it in the work the little
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Tiffany Shelton, and I am the founder of Mod Ambition as well as a licensed psychologist. Today I'm going to be talking about my 12-week reset and a quarterly plan with me. This is very exciting. I love anytime there's a new year, a new month, a new quarter, especially new quarter because it kind of helps you get back on track with those yearly goals, reassess, and it's just a new opportunity to go after everything you deserve, everything you want. So I'm excited to share how I do my 12-week reset so I can start fresh and really celebrate all my wins from last quarter and refocus on what I want to do and how I want to show up in this next quarter. So let's just jump right in and get started. So I'll be using my modern aesthetic Mod Ambition planner to do my 12-week reset, and I'm going to give you guys kind of a bird's eye view so you can see how the planner is set up, and then we're going to talk through all the prompts so you can understand how exactly to plan your own quarter, and I will share with you guys my answers and how I'm planning mine, as well as a review of last quarter. So what's really important to note is that when I do the quarterly reset, it's based on my yearly goals. So I want to use my quarters as like milestone markers on my journey to get what I want. So if you think about your yearly goals like that end destination, and each quarter is like a different milestone that you're marking as you move closer to those things. So I want them to all be streamlined and focused on my larger goals, so I'm not scatterbrained all over the place, chasing my tail, chasing a million different things, as I can easily do if I don't plan and organize my dreams, really. So in the Mod Ambition Planner, you will see there's a goal setting workbook with my entire formula for manifesting your dreams, and it walks you through everything you need to do to set up goals in a strategic way based on evidence-based psychology, large pages for you to plan. So you should know just going into it, this is based on an entire workbook. You can kind of see how thick the workbook is. I'm showing you guys a blank one because mine, I say if your planner isn't messy, or if your planner doesn't look to use, you're not using it enough. So the one that I'm currently really using, it has my vision board and all my personal stuff. So I'm going to be talking you guys through some of the personal, but I want to show you a clean one so you can kind of get the vibe of it. Like I said, those are all based on my yearly goals, and now we can jump into the quarterly planning. So it might be helpful for me to share with you guys my own yearly goals so you can kind of know what I'm on track with and where I'm going, so the quarter can make sense to you. So let me grab those really quickly out of my actual Mod Ambition planner that I'm using. But the first one is to prioritize my joy and health this year. The second one is to build more connections and be more social. The third one is to increase my revenue, my income. And my last goal is to be very streamlined and focused. So I'm taking out my last quarters from my other actual planner that I'm using. I'm not going to go review the entire, guys, but I do want to review my intention and my quarterly goals. So my intention for last quarter was to get back on track, live up to my values, and to use Einstein time. I would say I really leaned into those intentions. As far as getting back on track, what I meant by that is I had a lot of missed work days because my kids are constantly sick because they're daycare babies. So I was leaving a season from the first quarter of like missing so much work, and really moving into the next quarter of catching up and getting back on track. I feel like I really achieved that this quarter. Living up to my values, I would say that I did more things that I enjoyed. So every day, if you're in Dream Life Academy, you know this, I try to do something that is taking care of myself, that brings me pleasure, that makes me appreciate life and helps me with mindfulness. So I really leaned into that, and I actually doubled the pleasure one each day, and that really helped me lean into the things that I value, things that make me happy outside of just hustling, outside of being a mom and wife. And so So yeah, that intention I feel like I did as well. And then as far as Einstein time, it's just kind of using the most of your time, making your time instead of letting your time make you. A little bit too close to a Players Club line, but you get what I'm saying. It's about being able to use a perspective that allows you to expand time. Google it. But the point is, I leaned into it. And then also my quarterly goals. My first one was to wake up at 4:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. Did not achieve that goal, but I have been waking up at 5. So I moved from 5:30 to 5. The longer that I'm postpartum after having babies for the last couple of years, the more that I am stepping back into reinventing this new version of me, not necessarily snapping back, but leaning more into who am I now, who do I want to be, outside of just taking care of children. What else does that identity consist of? And getting back to a lot of things that I just loved before I had kids, like doing my makeup. So waking up earlier helps me do more of those things that make me feel like myself. The second one was exercise Monday through Friday. That's a no. I have been exercising, but it hasn't been Monday through Friday. It's been like a couple times a week. But I will say my nutrition has been much, much, much better. Lately, I've been eating so much healthier, whole foods. I feel better. I have more energy. So I've been feeling really, really good about my eating habits. My third quarterly goal last quarter was to adhere to my morning and evening routines. I will say I have been doing that. So that's a check. Consistent social posting. I've been pretty consistent. If you don't know, I'm on TikTok, find me. And I've been kind of using TikTok to fuel my other, so being consistent on social media, check. And then launching on Kickstarter. So I was supposed to launch it June 30th, which was yesterday. Today is July 1st when I'm filming this. I'm going to try to post it tomorrow. That's one of my goals for this quarter, which we'll talk a little bit about, is posting twice a week on YouTube. I was supposed to launch on Kickstarter. I had to push that back for various reasons that I won't bore you guys with, but we are launching July 12th. So you want to make sure you reserve your spot, because I will not be able to do an unlimited Kickstarter just because of the way the manufacturing is setting. Just go to signup.modambition.com. Okay, so those were my intention and my goals for last quarter, and that's how I did with them. Moving on. Okay, so let's move on to this quarter. We're going to start with our intention for this quarter. Your girl's intention for this quarter is to shine. I feel like I've done a lot of work into building this physical planner, this Mod Ambition planner. The launch is coming on Kickstarter this quarter. I've done so much work on being consistent. I've done so much work at staying still high quality at my corporate jobs. The work's done. And it's time for me to shine. It's time for me to enjoy the fruits of my labor, to share it with as many people as possible. And I'm not shy about sharing it, because I know it's a system and a planner that works, that I love, that I use every day. So I'm just ready to shine. Prepare to be sick of me, I guess. I'm also going to France for 3 weeks this quarter, so that's a lot of shining for me too, with my kids, building a legacy. The intention is to shine, be happy, vibrate high, all of the good vibes. Next, let's move into this quarter, what I'm excited for. Of course, this quarter, I'm excited for the launch of my planner on Kickstarter. Next, you will see there's a section for wins from last quarter and lessons from last quarter. So let's get into the wins and the lessons from my last quarter. So I would say my wins from last quarter, my kids continued to be sick a lot, and I was able to navigate those challenges of having to miss work, not being as productive, life getting, interrupted. And I'm also really happy with my mindset during that time. I had some other challenges in my personal life, and I'm happy that I was able to stay positive. I also stayed consistent. I also trained a new virtual assistant, and I got a new book deal. I can't tell you guys yet what the book is about because of publisher staff is involved, all that kind of stuff. But as soon as I get the okay from the publisher to share what the book is about, I will be sharing it with you guys because I know it's a topic that you guys are going to love. And I already wrote the book. And so I'm really excited to share it with you guys because I think it's really good and it's really helpful. So yes, that is another win from last quarter. As far as the lessons that I learned, and I may have mentioned this in my last probably quarterly planning video, but it's a continued lesson, is there are going to be days that, whether it's a disruption from the kids or whatever the case may be, but there are going to be days when you're unmotivated and feeling tired, and I feel like I don't put enough buffer in my schedule. And I put buffer like during the day, but I think I need to start putting some like day buffers in my schedule, like whole days, because stuff inevitably happens. And when the more buffers I put in my schedule, it allows me to be more realistic with my planning, and then really allow for those days that I'm not feeling motivated, the days that I do want to move slower, the days that I may be sick and just want to have a nothing day while my kids are at daycare. So that's another lesson that I learned. Then in the planner, you will see you'll have spots to write all your goals here. And then when you turn the page, you'll have more prompts to help you just really streamline and hone in what do you want this quarter look like for you, and then a spot for your new goal. So we'll just jump right into the mantra for this quarter. So when people think of mantras, sometimes they think of more like intentions, like what's the difference between intention and mantra. When I think of mantras, it's really like those revelations. So it could be a quote, it could be a Bible verse, it could be like a revelation that came to you during meditation. Like it's usually a phrase or a sentence that keeps you going, motivates you, inspires you. My mantra this quarter is to have the faith of a mustard seed. I feel like God has been talking to me in a lot of ways to have faith. It's kind of a long story, but the summary of it is I keep getting a message from God to be faithful. So that is my mantra for this quarter, is to have the faith of a mustard seed. And then moving into our priority this quarter, and my priority this quarter is sharing about my planner and getting over my fear of putting it out there. So the last two prompts are what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to this quarter. This quarter, I am saying yes to abundance, and that can come in the form of memories with my family when we go to France, and even being here this summer. It's also abundance in the fact that I may get extra money at my job. I kind of already know that's coming. It's abundance in sales. It's abundance in love. It's abundance in connection. So that's what I'm saying yes to. I'm saying yes to all the abundance that we all deserve. This quarter, I am saying no to people pleasing. I don't like to really think of myself as a people pleaser because I'm so assertive and I'm direct and I'm kind of blunt. But at the end of the day, I really am. So just say no to people pleasing. All right, so the last piece of the puzzle are what are actually my goals. With all of that in mind, everything that's been said, what are actually my quarterly goals? What are actually my goals? My first one is launch on Kickstarter July 12th. My second quarterly goal is to place the order with the manufacturer. The third goal is to create our France trip book. So when we go to France, it'll be the kids' first time meeting my husband's parents and, their cousins and all that. And my mom and brother are also meeting us in France, and we're going to be there for 3 weeks. I'm so excited. I really want to document this, so I'm going to try to do a vlog. Hold me accountable. And I am also going to create a book for all the members in the family. Fourth one is to finish my website. And then my last quarterly goal is to post twice a week on YouTube. Those are my quarterly goals. That is my quarterly reset. I'm super excited to dive into next quarter. If you can't tell, super energized. I hope you are too. If you have any questions about planning your quarter, leave them down below and tell me what is your main priority this quarter. Let's share and support each other. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, namaste.